Good morning from beautiful Brisbane, Australia. My name's Linda and I'm your trauma recovery coach. And this morning I want to talk to you about 2 days ago we did a video on SMART goals. So did you set a SMART goal? Did you see the video yesterday? And are you finding it a challenge to stick to the one goal? Has it come about? Hit me up with your answers down below. If you're new here, welcome, and say hi, or if you're here for the replay, do a hashtag replay. And any questions or comments, I'm always happy to answer. Now, today, day 3, you may be in a situation where you want to crawl in a cave and hide because you haven't been able to get there yet. I don't want you to worry about that. Your brain's going to focus more on what you can't do instead of giving yourself the boost of what you can do. So today, your main priority is to listen to your inner dialogue around the goal that you set. And it's now up to you to take a good look at that inner dialogue and say, right, am I blaming myself? Am I giving myself a hard time? Am I expecting myself to get this goal done perfectly the first time? And if it is, let it go. So let go of the need to get it done perfectly. Just take yourself into a space where your inner dialogue becomes you taking charge of what's happening. So the best way I can explain this is give you an example of what happened to me just today. And look, it continually happens and I continually need to be aware of what's going on. Part of the perfection, our need for perfection after childhood trauma, is that we want to stay safe. If we believe that if we do it good enough or perfectly, then we will be safe. As an adult now, however, we need to readdress that inner dialogue. So I was on the bike at gym this morning and I'm still feeling fluey and full in the sinus and can't breathe as deeply as I'd like to. And that was okay. I added up all the good things. I still showed up. I still managed to get to half an hour. But because I've done more the other 2 days, my mind, the thoughts start going, well, you haven't done 36 minutes today. No, but I've done 30 and that's good enough. See, it's important to catch that single thought before it gets further and turns into like a massive snowball. So one thought can turn into, so if I took that one thought of, oh yeah, but you haven't done 36 minutes today, and let it go and let it float around in my mind, it would turn into, eventually you're not good enough. Oh, you haven't done, if you don't do that, then you haven't done good enough. If you don't do this, you're not going to lose weight. If you don't do that much, then there's no improvement. And on the list goes. So this is why it's so important to teach yourself to catch your inner dialogue before it takes you too far down the road. And actually what happens is we then buy into a really heavy state in our heart and it does feel very depressing, all right? We're giving ourselves a hard time. It's not the actual depression, but it is depressing. It feels like a really deep pressure inside of us. Okay, so your goal today is look at your SMART goal from 2 days ago. It is to recognise that you don't have to have it done perfectly. You just need to start, all right? With complex trauma, we've got to move our bodies, okay? So force yourself to move your body towards it. I was using the easy example of washing the dishes. So if my example is washing the dishes, then I'm going to make a start out into the kitchen. I'm going to move my body there. And I'm going to be conscious of what my inner dialogue is saying, and I'm going to be conscious of how much I feel I can do, and then push myself a little bit further. best thing to remember though is that all of this is tiring. It's tiring on our body, it's tiring on our brain, because we are choosing to consciously change a dialogue, the chemical reaction, to choose that we do feel safe to change things up in our own home, and our system does get tired from the change, okay? So if you need to rest, that's not a problem at all. You're not allowed to give yourself a hard time. The inner dialogue has to stop. And usually you find when you push yourself enough, and I don't mean push yourself over the edge, I mean push yourself as much as you can, when you go and sit down, you just fall asleep anyhow. Because it really is a big shift in our whole internal way of being. All right, any questions or comments, hit me up down below, and I look forward to catching you in group a bit later. Bye for now.